What's going on, my peoples? This your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can donate to the channel, go to OBF the Real Cash App and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. All right, man. Listen. It's sad. It's sad. You know the bad part about it? It's sad that we had to keep going through this with MAGA people, but we have to expose the lies and the deceit. Shout out to my brother Bell in the border. Good morning, brother Bell. But I want y'all to hear how this lady from Florida, I guess she's a Republican. She's on the Republican Congress in the state, right? In Florida. So most likely she voted for what's kind of get ready to happen to her. Well, what basically happened to her. But watch who she blames for some shit that she voted for that almost killed her. People, I can't make this shit up. Let's listen to it. And I got some other clips I want to get into. But listen to this shit.
In my case, I was 5 weeks pregnant. There was no heartbeat, and no ectopic pregnancy is viable. And that's so important because the mother needs care immediately. But unfortunately, women's health care has been subject to the worst politic fear-mongering that you can experience. And so they had actually been receiving, these healthcare providers had been receiving pro-abortion lobby ads to the tune of millions of dollars being spent on these ads that were threatening and scaring doctors away from helping women, saying that they could lose their license, they could go to jail.
First of all, that is a lie. This woman, like, you know the bad part about this is that this woman will tell you that she's very religious, lying is a sin, you know, all these things religious people tell. She'll swear people up and down that she's a religious person. She believes in the God Almighty, right? This woman has a nerve to get on live TV and lie. She just blatantly straight up lie. First of all, ma'am, it is no people that's like that's okay with abortions that are lobbying to tell any doctor that if you do not give people abortions, and if you do, you will most likely get arrested. They're going to push for you to get arrested. That is a lie. First of all, ma'am, it is your party that does that. You don't want people to get abortions. That's why you made the law of doctors can't give abortions. You have never, people, this is how I know she lying. You have never heard a doctor ever say that. Blatantly, she's lying. Listen, if I'm in that hospital, I would sue the shit out of her for lying. Ain't no doctor ever tell her no shit like that. A doctor may tell you that because of people like her and their abortion bans that they came up with in these states to arrest doctors for giving women abortions. That's a fact. But what she's saying is not true. No fucking body that is not against abortions are out here threatening doctors saying, don't give women abortions or we're going to push for you to go to jail. It's not even a law for that. So I know she's lying. But it's sad that this woman is so delusional, so in the cult, that she will actually get on national TV and lie on people, doctors, and people like that save people's lives. That basically saved her life. is worse.
In fact, in the room, I had nurses and doctors showing me these advertisements saying that they felt uncomfortable because they didn't want to go to jail. They wanted to help me.
First of all, she's a liar. She's a liar. And you know, if she wasn't on Fox News and she was somewhere else, hopefully, maybe CNN or something, somebody would have said, man, we ain't never heard nothing like that. Where's the proof of that? You have the brochures. If you don't have those brochures, I don't believe you. People, matter of fact, all you got to do is Google. Whatever hospital she was in, I guarantee you they got the pamphlets and everything that they're supposed to have at that hospital. I guarantee you it's not on their website. She's lying. People, this is unbelievable. I had never heard no shit like this. What a doctor's fear of her giving her an abortion because of people that are okay with abortions threaten the doctors or got pamphlets and brochures to stop them from giving abortions when they're fighting for women to be their own choice if they want to get an abortion. That shit don't make no sense. Shout out to my brother LT in the building. Shout out to the little bro. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. Yeah, listen, we don't really play about that word like that. Like, you know what I mean? We get to use that word, but it's a lot of black people that don't like that shit. Like, where a lot of them states that you mentioned, we don't play that shit. We don't listen. And we know some Mexican people like that, but Mexican people know better to play with us like that. Listen, first of all, if a Mexican person say that word, even if they with some other black person, that shit don't sound right. So we don't play like that. We'll check a motherfucker. You just can't roll around and just be using the N-word all willy-nilly and shit like that. Shit is okay. You get fucked up. But yeah, I seen it. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that too. Right? Like I told you, like I don't have a problem with if certain black people in certain communities allow white people that grew up with them or Mexicans or Dominican, whoever, grow up with them and they use that word. But as a black person, you should tell your people like, yo, we go outside of this. You can't be really saying that word around other black people that we don't know and we don't fuck with. Because you fuck around can get yourself fucked up. Like, that's some shit you tell somebody that's a different race that you fuck with. Like, nigga, it's cool you say it with us, but don't be saying that shit around other black people. But we don't play that shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, and I don't want to get too off subject, but to get into a little bit of what my brother said about this. Listen, I didn't have a problem with him saying what he said. My problem was the arrogance of it. Was like, what black person around here gonna say like, nigga, if you in a room full of black people and he just said what he said, he probably got fucked up. And it wouldn't matter how many black people that had your back, we'd have fucked them up too. So it didn't matter. Like, it was the arrogance of it. Like, who gonna stop me from saying it? Like, nigga, it's some niggas that stop you from saying it. You get your ass killed fucking around. Listen, and I seen a black dude from Texas talking about, you can't tell us how our shit. Ain't nobody telling you how to handle y'all shit down there where y'all at. We telling y'all that motherfucker, them Mexicans or whoever, y'all grew up with them, they can't go to other states and around other black people and be saying the N-word. That's what we saying. We don't give a fuck what you do in Texas. No disrespect to my little brother. But we don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, it's communities around here where white people probably use the N-word because they grew up with black people, or Mexicans or Puerto Ricans, and they grow up. But you don't. But if we heard them motherfuckers say that, I heard a motherfucker say, like, hold on, bro. Don't say that word around me, man. You don't know me like that to be using the N-word, man. Be respectful to black people. You might can say that with them, but don't say that shit around us. And then motherfucker get loose out the mouth. Hey, shit go where it goes. But for the dude to sit out there and be like, oh, well, any black people in here gonna tell me nothing? And you sitting there with black women. So you tough with them black women being in there. Because if I was in the room, it would have been a problem. I ain't saying you can't use it. I'm saying every black person ain't going to allow no Mexican, Puerto Rican, I don't give a fuck who they are. Because half of them motherfuckers don't even claim their blackness. So you just can't be because I grew up around black people. Nigga, that shit don't work in certain places. New York is different. Them motherfuckers, they all the time. But here in Baltimore, niggas like in Detroit, Ohio, we don't fuck, listen, we don't grow up with Mexican people like that. Our shit is very segregated. A lot of our state is majority black, right? We live in a black state. More than a lot of immigrants and shit like that. Now you start to see a lot more immigrants, but a lot of these immigrants still don't live amongst us. They live out there with them white folks. I don't be having, listen, and you know the bad part about it, I don't be having time to be trying to educate minority people about the N-word. You should know better already. If you hung around black people long enough, you know what you can and can't do. I don't give a fuck about certain black people that you hang around with, but you need to get outside of some of them black people that you hang with. It's like me. I grew up in Baltimore. I grew up around my people. If I go out to another fucking state or another area, I gotta move different. And I'm black and I'm in a different black neighborhood. You gotta move different. I can't do what I can do in Baltimore that I can do in DC or Virginia or fucking New York or LA. I gotta move different. So I don't want to hear that shit from them that Mexican dude. He can kiss my ass. And any of them goofy ass black Texan niggas talking that bullshit. Fuck you too. Like I said, I don't allow no minorities to say that word around me. I don't give a fuck who they are. Because this shit don't sound right. Listen, I can't even use the N-word around my grandmother like that, bro. Like, you get what I mean? Like, if I slip up, I say, oh, my bad, grand. Like, it's like cursing to them. Like, a lot of my elders. It's like cursing in front of them. So, like, nah. I don't give a fuck about that shit. The culture is different, but nigga, that don't mean that you can go any and everywhere to be and allow motherfucking Mexicans or minority people to go around using the N-word because they use it around their black friends. Don't mean shit. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck what they talking about. But anyway, let's get back into this, people.
But they felt like they couldn't do anything. So I literally was laying on the table reading them the law. And it dawned on me as I was sitting there with my husband, this is what women are experiencing because of the fear mongering around women's health care.
First of all, she is lying. She was not sitting there telling them, explaining the law to them because they already know the law. They already know the policy of having an abortion. Or giving a woman an abortion. They already know the policy and the law. So this woman is a goddamn liar. Like they've been having this law in Florida for almost close to a year now. They know the goddamn law. Especially a goddamn doctor. So she's talking, I had to sit there and explain them about the law. No, you didn't. They probably know the law better than you know the law, and you're a congresswoman in your state. You old goofy bitch. But watch what she do. Watch the slick shit she do.
And it has to stop. The left absolutely played a role in making sure that doctors and women were scared to seek out the help that they needed. And so I think that this is
it was the left. So the Democrats fearmongered for that doctor that they went a policy, a bill that a lot of the left, damn near 95% of the left, is against. The bill that y'all passed, you helped pass in Florida, it's their fault or why the doctor was scared to give you an abortion? Are you crazy, lady? But like I said, it's MAGA people that are stupid. They would actually believe this goofy bitch. Listen, I don't wish harm on this lady that she lost her baby. I actually have sympathy for that. Or the fetus or whatever, right? But you know what? A part of me says that because they believe in God so much, it's almost, that was karma. That you didn't, that you know, that happened to you. Don't wish it on you. Ain't happy that it happened to you, but almost kind of like karma. The bad part about it, she was getting ready to die. She had to go through so many loopholes because of the policy that she helped pass in Florida, that those doctors said, we can't give you this abortion thing. We gotta go through all these steps that y'all put in place. You helped put in place, and that woman was getting ready to die, along with her fetus that was already dead. Because as long as she had that, kept having that fetus in her, it would have did some shit to her and fucked up, and she was on the verge of dying. And this bitch, out of all that trauma that she been through, she had a nerve to get on national TV and lie on the people that had nothing to do with why it was hard for her to get an abortion. And this is why I say whatever happens to MAGA, I don't give a fuck. This is the reason why. How you gonna blame us? And I'm not even on the left, but I actually agree with the left on this for abortion. How you gonna blame us for something that you voted for that almost got you killed? Talking we fear-mongering. We ain't fear-mongering. What we said that was gonna possibly happen to women, it happened to you. How are we fear-mongering? We was actually right. You was wrong, lady. But you know what? Like I said, I don't wish the woman, if she'd have died or not, I ain't wishing that on nobody. If she'd have died, I wouldn't have gave a fuck. I wouldn't have gave a fuck. You ain't just gonna sit there and lie and pretend that it's somebody else's fault for some shit you voted for that almost got you killed. Her stupidity almost got her killed, but it's our fault. The people that's against her, what the fuck she helped put in law in Florida and around the goddamn country damn near. It's the left fault. Okay, lady. If you'd have died, bitch. I wouldn't have gave a fuck. I know it's harsh, people, but hey. Would y'all be okay with somebody that blatantly lie on you and act like it's your fault for some shit that you ain't had nothing to do with, that you actually voted for or voted for the people to not to do, so this wouldn't happen to her. And she still blamed you for some shit that you tried to help her, so this wouldn't happen to her. Nah. Bitch, if she'd have died, she'd have died, nigga. I don't have sympathy for people like that. Sorry. And she actually, and she only will say this on some right-wing shit. She couldn't go to no, I guess you could say left-leaning channel and say this nonsense bullshit, this lie. Because it's a blatant lie. This woman is a habitual liar. Tried to blame the left for something she voted for that almost got her dumb ass killed. Please, let's move on, y'all.
The call, my story should really bring forward the national conversation that's long overdue about the lack of maternal health care. And really,
ma'am, we already had this conversation already. Y'all won. Y'all voted for it. Y'all choose it in the states. Y'all ran it through the Supreme Court. They did what they did. It is what it is. What's this national conversation about? About what? We already had the conversation. You voted for what you almost died from. Because of your ignorant shit. Your fake ass being a religious person. And then your dumb ass almost died. And then you're going to sit there and blame others. We got to have a national-wide conversation about this. Bitch, we already had. I don't know what else you want us to say. What you want the other side? You already blame us for it, right? What you want us to say? Huh? What's the conversation? We knew this was going to happen. Like I said, y'all see the title, Mega, you will find out soon. You will find out soon. Everything's a fucking game to them. They want to talk about everybody else, the left playing politics. What the fuck you think your side is doing? Playing with people's lives. And I told you, politics is not a game. Playing politics is not a fucking game. But they play. The right and the left, they do the same shit. But one side is just worse at it. And they actually genuinely play with people's lives. Put people's lives in danger. It ain't the fucking left that's in office right now that cut cancer research. It's your side. The fuck are you talking about? Let's move on.
I think it's important that we highlight that doctors aren't to blame, women aren't to blame. We need to get the politics.
Oh, bitch. Fuck commercial.
I think it's important that we highlight that doctors aren't to blame, women aren't to blame. We need to get the politics out of women's healthcare.
This is Representative Cat.
Ma'am, of course it ain't the doctors or the nurses. It's people like you. It's your party is the problem. We told y'all this shit was going to happen. You chose to ignore it because of your religious beliefs. It was killing the fetus. Remember, the fetus is still a human being. You did this. You helped pass this dumbass law in your state. It's a damn shame. Yo, what, like the times we living in is crazy. Where people actually vote for some shit that put their life in danger and then blame the other people that was trying to prevent for this to happen to them in their life. And then they still turn around and blame other people. You can't make this shit up. Now listen, this is the real reason why I don't fuck with people. This is the real reason why I don't fuck with a lot of people. Because we live in this weird ass time right now where people live in their own realities. The truth ain't the truth no more. They see shit could be right in your face, and motherfuckers sitting there say, well, you know, maybe. Well, maybe what? The truth is right in your face. But see, if I don't think about it, I'm not a free thinker. Listen, nobody telling you not to think, but if some shit is right in your face and telling you the goddamn truth and you see it for yourself, it ain't got nothing to do with you being a free thinker. But we don't live in truth no more. We live in people's fantasy lands. They create policies, they stand by shit and try to pretend that don't exist. When the definition of something ain't the definition of it no more. Okay, cool. That's why her dumb ass almost died. Let's move on.
Kamek, a Florida Republican who nearly died from an ectopic pregnancy because doctors were afraid to treat her under her own party's abortion ban, who's decided that the real villain here isn't the restrictive law that almost killed her, it is the left for having the audacity to warn people that restrictive abortion laws would put women's lives at risk. Kamek experienced exactly what reproductive rights advocates said would happen under these draconian abortion bans, and her takeaway isn't...
Thank you. You can't make this shit up. We tried to tell y'all this was going to happen. Not a possibility, not a if. It's basically when it happened. It's going to happen. Now this dumb goofy bitch is sitting out here blaming everybody but herself. You voted for this shit. You voted for exactly what happened to your goofy ass. And if she would have died, I wouldn't have cared. Let me go even farther than that. She almost died, and I still don't care. Do I wish it on her? No. Did I want it to happen to her? No. But I don't care if she almost died. Who cares? This dumb goofy bitch come on Fox News after almost dying and trying to blame other people for some shit that she was a part of or why she almost died. Come on, man. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. Play a little bit more.
Hey, maybe we shouldn't have passed these dangerous laws, but rather, how dare the Democrats accurately predict what would happen? The cognitive dissonance here is staggering. So here's what happened. In May of 2024, Kamek went to the emergency room with what turned out to be an ectopic pregnancy, which is a life-threatening condition where the embryo implants outside of the uterus. The doctor told her bluntly, if this ruptures, it will kill you. She needed a shot of methotrexate to terminate the non-viable pregnancy and save her life. But it turns out that doctors were hesitant to provide this life-saving treatment because they were terrified of violating Florida's 6-week abortion ban, which had just taken effect weeks earlier. So what did Kamek have?
Thank you. And she was a part of it. She voted for this shit. That's why those doctors were scared to do it. She just helped vote for this shit. And this dumb bitch still vote. Hey, man. All the mega people, stay the fuck with me, man. Stop trying to have conversations with people that live in real reality. Y'all want to have conversations that live in fake reality. You do that amongst yourselves. Stay the fuck away from me. This is dumb. This is dumb and it's ignorant and it's stupid. This woman almost died for some shit she helped vote for to pass weeks before that went into effect. That went into effect weeks before. She almost had her life-threatening situation as far as having her kid. But she now, months later, blaming Democrats. Okay. Whatever, man. Whatever.
To do, she literally had to pull up the law on her phone to convince medical professionals to save her life. She even tried calling Governor DeSantis' office, the same DeSantis who signed this very law, but got no response from him. So for hours, she lay there arguing with hospital staff while her life hung in the balance. And who does she blame for this nightmarish situation? Not the Republican legislators who passed the ban, not DeSantis who signed the ban into law, not her own party that has spent years attacking reproductive rights, and certainly not herself for her central role in the fight against those reproductive rights, which we'll get to in a moment. No, she blames the left for fear-mongering. As she put it, the left absolutely played a role in making sure that doctors and women were scared to seek out the help that they needed. I mean, I'm sorry, but what? This is like setting your own house on fire and then blaming the neighbors for yelling fire and calling the fire department. The fear-mongering...
Facts. People, I even go to another way of thinking about this. Listen, imagine you get some shit and the person tells you, hey, don't use this. This shit could kill you. This is some medicine. You remember when the COVID shit happened, motherfuckers was putting out bad information, motherfuckers was taking, what they was taking, shit that fish a take or something like that. And the two older couples took that shit and died. And people was out here, doctors was telling, you had all this information out there. They was listening to the right wing. Said, don't take that shit. That shit is dangerous. You can die. And those people took that shit. Them elderly people took that shit and died. They didn't die from COVID. Nigga, they died from the medicine that the doctors told them you should not be using that. They listen to Joe Rogan and all them. But just imagine if them people didn't die. They just got sick off of it. And they came back and they blamed the left for some shit that they listened to take that the doctors on the left, you like to say, told you not to take. How you blaming me? If I'm how the fuck are you blaming the doctors for... Never mind. Like I said, that's why I ain't get mad. That's why I'm be mad about COVID. I'm not having no debate about COVID. I'm not getting upset. I'm not having debates about people that don't believe in abortions. I'm not arguing with you about that no more. Like I said, you see the title. Maggot, you will find out soon. Listen, people, I don't get a kick out of like, I'm so happy this happened to this woman. I'm not happy about it. I'm actually irritated that she helped put herself in this situation. But then try to do a scapegoat of blaming the motherfuckers that actually was trying to prevent what happened to her. Let's move on.
That she's referring to was reproductive rights advocates warning exactly what would happen under these laws. That doctors would be too afraid to provide emergency care because of vague language and harsh criminal penalties. And guess what? They were right. Now, as I alluded to before, Kamek isn't just any Republican. She is the co-chair of the House Pro-Life Caucus. She spent her entire congressional career voting to restrict reproductive rights and attacking abortion access. Her voting record reads like a greatest hits of anti-abortion extremism. She co-sponsored a bill to ban abortion nationwide after 15 weeks. She led a discharge petition to force a vote on the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act. She voted for measures to eliminate federal funding for abortion. Just this January, after her own near-death experience, she voted for H.R. 21, the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act.
And Tom, and this is why I don't feel any sympathy for this woman. If she would have died, I wouldn't have gave a fuck. By her almost dying, I still don't give a fuck. You basically voted to get yourself killed for whatever fake ass beliefs that you claim that you believe. You don't believe. These people could be wrong about what they're voting for, or what they're doing, or who they're supporting, and they still will blame others for the shit that they did. Like I told you, you have never heard Trump apologize about nothing. The motherfucker was wrong about a lot of shit. He never apologized. He never said he was wrong. Never said he made a mistake. But that's the whole MAGA movement. Never say you made a mistake. It shows weakness. That's what they on. They in a cult. Trump got these people stuck on stupid. He don't even believe in some of the shit he's presenting out here. People think this is all, a lot of this shit is all Trump. It's not. It's the people behind the scenes with Trump that believe in this nonsense shit, and he goes along with it because it feeds his ego, and at the same time, he winning in his own way, right? So they just go along. Trump just go along with that shit. Trump don't believe in shit. Only thing Trump believe in is him winning. You think Trump give a fuck about this woman almost dying? He don't give a fuck. Just like I don't give a fuck. And I don't give a fuck for a whole type of different reason of why Trump don't give a fuck. His shit more crueler than mine. He don't give a fuck about this woman because he don't care about none of that shit. He don't care if this woman died or whatever. He just gonna rock with it, push shit. He don't care. I guarantee you, if this was one of his kids or his grandkids, they would, he'd went out his way to, he probably went to a Democrat state and got that a goddamn abortion. Got the treatment that his kids or his granddaughter needed. I guarantee. We told y'all. And the crazy part about it, all that, and this woman is very wealthy. All the money she had, all the connections she had, she couldn't even get in contact with DeSantis, the motherfucker that signed the bill. And she almost died. Didn't matter how much connection she had or how much money she had. Her ass almost died because of her stupidity. And this bitch is sitting up here blaming the left. Okay, cool.
Passed the House and includes criminal penalties for healthcare providers. This is someone who has made a career out of making it more and more difficult for women to access reproductive health care. And when she became a victim of her own policies, she had the audacity to blame the people who tried to stop those policies in the first place. And let's be crystal clear about who actually passed Florida's abortion ban. It wasn't the left. It was the Republican-dominated Florida legislature, led by Republicans with a supermajority in both chambers. Ron DeSantis,
and which she was a part of. That's the bad part about it. How is it the left fault? Them doctors would have never been scared if this law wasn't passed. This abortion ban was not passed. This policy, this bill was not passed in Florida from the Republicans. Why the fuck would they be fear to give you medical help that could save your life during an abortion or the medical situation that you was in with your fetus or whatever? Why would they fear that from the left if it was a left policy? Why would they fear that? people, let me explain something to you. A part of this shit is religion, fake religion. I call it fake religion. The other part is that this is what fucked it up, right? This is what made the right voice stronger in this situation as far as abortion. It was the black people, some of the black people and the minority people that are very religious side with this shit. Because nothing was wrong with what we had. It's not your fucking body. Not another woman or a man can tell another woman what to do with their body. And that's the issue. They want to control women. Like, this is the most male chauvinist shit ever. Like, and I don't understand why these Republican women are okay with this. I don't give a fuck about your beliefs. You don't tell a woman what she can and can't do with her body. Or she's killing kids. What the fuck are you talking about? Half of these people are not even medical doctors. Have no experience in none of this shit. But they so religious they can tell you, well, God would want this. You ain't never met God, but we met doctors. We know doctors with all the experience. But you ain't never met the God that you talking about. Then you listen. We tried to tell y'all people going to die from this shit or almost come to close of dying. We tried to warn y'all, MAGA, but y'all don't want to listen to us. Like I said, if she'd have died and by her almost died, I still don't care. I don't hope that she had died. I just don't give a fuck if she died or not.
Republican signed it into law in April of 2023. So look, I get the desire to blame the evil communist Marxist Democrats, but find me a single Democrat who was involved in the passage of the very legislation that nearly left this Republican lawmaker dead. I'll make it easy for you. You can't. Every step of this process was controlled by Republicans. They wrote the vague language. They imposed the harsh criminal penalties, up to 5 years in prison and $5,000 fines for doctors. They created the unworkable legal landscape that a report from Physicians for Human Rights said left doctors afraid to provide methotrexate because it was considered an abortive agent. This isn't some abstract policy debate. It is about real women's lives. As the ACLU's Keisha Mulford pointed out, the delays Kamek experience are not the result of advocates defending abortion access. They are a direct consequence of Florida lawmakers passing extreme, confusing, and politically motivated abortion bans. And here's what makes this even more infuriating. Kamek acknowledged in her interview that she realized the privilege that she had in this situation. She asked what happens to women who don't have a car? What happens to the women who don't have their doctor's cell phone number? Hell, do they even have a doctor? What happens to them? To which I would reply, exactly. What happens to women who aren't powerful Republican congresswomen with connections? What happens to women who can't just call the governor's office? What happens to women who don't have...
Listen, even though she was very powerful, had connections, her ass almost died because of this policy. And she was very, very connected in that state than an average woman. And her ass almost died. Let's move on, man. This just sickens me to my stomach. And you know the bad part about it, the reason this shit it irritates me and it sickens me is because I have a daughter. I have nieces and shit. I got a lot of women in my family. And this bitch put my nieces, your kids, your daughters and shit in danger with her stupidity. Because like they always say, they want to own the libs. Okay, cool. This shit is a game to you, but nobody's putting people's lives in danger. It's not a fucking game, lady. And to all you stupid MAGAs, her dumb ass almost died because she's stupid. Some shit she helped put in motion that created a law, and she now want to blame the rest of us for her stupidity. And then try to act like she care about women health when it comes to pregnancy. Please, bitch. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was another woman and this bitch would have got in my face and said that shit, I'd have spit in her face. Should I spit in her face now? Bitch, you put my fucking daughter and my nieces and the women in my family life in danger. Because of your stupid, I'd have spit in that bitch's face when she just says that I care about other women. No, you don't, bitch. You care about yourself. You don't even care about other women. You only care about the kid, the fetus that you lost that might have would have been, we don't know if it could have been, say if she went through been a female. That bitch ain't, never mind. We'll be right back, people. Give me a second. All right, people, I'm back. Shout out to my brother LT in the building again. No, listen, the women was black. It just wasn't no black men in that room. Or maybe even like people maybe behind the cameras or whatever, maybe wasn't black, maybe. But it was black people in that room, bro. It just a lot of them was women. Well, all of them was probably women that was black. Shout out to Dexter in the building. What up, Dex? Anymore. We live in. Nah, listen, they don't have no common sense, man. Like I said, common sense has been gone. Like I said, listen, people are delusional at this point. A lot of people are delusional. They live in this fantasy land. That's all that's what's going on with these people. They lost their goddamn mind, man. Shout out to Dexter again, said mega equals to KKK. Yes. I actually 100% agree with you. I said, anybody that still support Donald Trump is a goddamn racist. It just is what it is. I don't give a fuck. Shout out to Ron. I feel you on that. Shout out to my brother LT again. He said Mega been gone. Yeah, they been gone. They been fucked up. Shout out to my brother LT again. He said Florida is about to be segregated state possibly. Listen, yeah. Listen, if you go to Florida, right? If you know anything about Florida, it got them in New York is probably the most immigrated states in America. They're the two, right? LA, Texas is probably around the same. They probably third or fourth. But Florida and New York is probably the only states that it's a lot of immigrants there. Like damn near half of their fucking state is immigrants, or 60% of their state is immigrants. Like seriously. So it ain't like white people don't really dominate down in those states like that. The problem is that you have a lot of minority people that are not, a lot of them probably ain't citizens, a lot of immigrants or whatever, right? And a lot of them are very, very religious. And so they side with racist white people because of religion. I'm just telling y'all. So that's what happens in Florida, really, right? But New York is a little different. Because in New York, you got more Puerto Ricans there, right, than Mexicans and shit like that. It's more Puerto Ricans there. So the Puerto Ricans, they kind of, they you know, even though it's they got their own little parts of where they got in New York, because New York is pretty big, but they amongst black people. So some of them get the fucking, they get it. We ain't fucking with you Republicans like that. They get it. And they're not loved by white people there. Like, seriously. Like New York atmosphere is a little different from Florida. Right? New York is a little bigger than Florida. So, you know, but the immigration population of minorities is very, very big in Florida. It's damn near like 60 to 65% of a lot of minority people down there. A lot of immigrants. I'm just telling you. So it's just a little different down there. But they, you know, you see the difference between it though. You know, you see the difference of how Florida act and how New York, how they vote and shit like that. You know what I mean? The racism real in New York too, just as much as it is in Florida, but it's a little different. There's one thing about like New York and shit like that. A lot more people get along with each other there. In Florida, it's like it's segregated. It's already segregated. Like the minorities, different groups, they kind of stay to themselves. You got like Little Haiti and all that shit. Like they kind of stay to themselves. Like they don't spread out. They got their own little communities and shit. Like so. They don't spread out like that. Like in New York, you can go to New York, you see any and everybody in different parts. You see motherfuckers. It's segregated, but it's not as segregated as Florida. That's all I'm saying. So it's just different. But let's get into this and see. This is mega. This is mega for you. Listen to this shit.
A Donald Trump presidency, we will finally evict all of these illegal aliens that are coming here and stealing jobs from Americans. If you break into my house,
like I said, and I want to say this with the beginning, these motherfuckers talking about they taking American jobs. First of all, what jobs they taking from white folks? Because the jobs that a lot of these immigrants work at, these are white-owned businesses. These are not black-owned businesses. So what jobs are they taking? Black people don't really own a lot of shit. So I mean, so they ain't taking black people jobs. And a lot of the fucked up jobs that they do, black people don't want to do. So it ain't a black job. It don't bother black people like that, like y'all think. Right? It's a very, very small percentage of black people that actually agree with this racist. Right? On stupidity. But what mind boggles me about these racist ass MAGA people talk about these immigrants. Well, are y'all gonna get y'all people goddamn work? These jobs? No, because they don't pay shit. I had a clip, and hopefully I can find it, where the white farmers was okay with getting rid of all the illegal immigrants or the immigrants, and they thought that black people was gonna come and work at their farms. What? We tried to tell you we wasn't gonna come work there. We wasn't. Why you think black people won't come work in the field? We don't give a fuck if it ain't cotton, nigga. It's still in the field. We hear field or farms, nigga. It trigger us mentally, and a lot of us ain't never picked on no farms unless we owned it. And a lot of us, we ain't from the South. So, no, we not picking shit. They shocked that black people ain't, and they trying to put little shit in there to try to get black people to come work for them. You stupid as a motherfucker. I don't give a, first of all, as a black person, I don't give a fuck how much you paying me. I'm not working in no farm. I'm not picking nothing. Unless it's, put it this way, the only way I'll go work on a farm if the money is right and it's black owned. That's the only way. And I gotta respect the black owner at that point. Like, seriously. Like, I am not working in no motherfucking field. You crazy? Nigga, listen, I'd rather be homeless before I pick some racist ass white person fruit. You crazy. You out your goddamn mind. Nigga, I'll go, listen, I said I would never go back to sell dope. But I'll go back to sell dope before I go pick somebody goddamn shit in the field. Some racist ass mega shit in the field. You got to be smoking crack. I'd rather sell crack before I do some shit like that. Fuck out of here. Anyway, let's move on.
Except you because you washed my dishes and made my beds. I say no. I say you need to go back and come back in the right way.
So is that what the Indians should have told white Americans?
Absolutely. Ask Cochise. Border control is
because
important.
the original illegal alien are European white folk in America.
Agreed.
And so should the Indians stand up today and say deport all white folks back to Europe?
Well, should we learn something from their mistake? Because we are here now.
Or should you learn something from their compassion to give other people an opportunity like was given to you and your ancestors?
Hello, good people. I hope that
And you listen, and you gotta think about that. What he's saying is the white man ain't had no answer for that. So he said they should have did it. But at that point of time back, and see, this is that bullshit they don't want to teach people about history. The Native Americans got beat. That's why their land got stolen. Mexicans owned some land in America, that what we call America. LA, I told you, LA, Texas, and excuse me, in Arizona. They owned that shit and probably some more shit. And they lost the war. And they gave it up. Because they got outpowered by the white Europeans. So they couldn't have did it. Listen, let me explain something to y'all about America. People, like, as a black person, people who really, as a black American, they really genuinely think that somebody like me actually hate America or love America. I'm on the fence of that because I don't really love America. I don't respect the country because I know the history but I understand how far we have came, right? But the notion that I'm supposed to sit here and pretend that this shit did not happen because of how far we came is bullshit. You white Europeans, you comfortable because your ancestors were slave owners and they enslaved and murdered and killed people to take over another person's land. And so you feel empowered by that. That's why you be out here bitching and complaining about the white man and the white people we being discriminated. How the fuck have you ever been discriminated against? You don't even know what the feeling of being discriminated against feels like. You ain't have a day in your life the way you ever have felt discriminated against or felt less than. You don't even have that in your DNA in this country. So it's just, or the history of it. It's weird that you even hear white people even pretend that they're somehow feel like now in 2025, they feel, discriminated against and all this other goofy shit. Reverse racism on them. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't never seen black people. First of all, it can never be reverse racism because black people, you ain't live in a black town where it's majority black people and we oppressed you in any way, shape, and how. Because we'll really show y'all how it is, son. We'll show y'all how to do it. See, if black people was just as evil as these racist, a lot of these racist white people are, if we got power, we'll put our fucking foot on your neck and we'll let you get shit. See, the one thing about black people, and I know this for a fact, just to say we was on that type of time, we would kick all of y'all the fuck out like y'all kicking the Mexicans out. We would deport you, bitches, back to where the fuck you come from. And listen, and I mean, we wouldn't trust none of you white folks. Even if you was allies. If we was really on that type of time. Let's be real. I be trying to be honest with people about that shit. Like, that's why I say you want to push this narrative of black people discriminate and we on that type of time that y'all be on. Yeah, we may be a little bigoted sometimes, or but we're not on y'all type of time. Y'all, a lot of y'all just straight racist and have the power to be racist. Our bigotry is our little bigotry is some shit we learned from y'all, right? But if we really got on our shit to really do what y'all do and what y'all ancestors did, hey man, we'll kick all y'all ass out of here. And all them half-breeds motherfuckers, we would, hey, nigga. It's being real. But we ain't like that because we at the end of the day, we really get it. Hold on. Trying to get y'all to understand. Nobody won't believe us though.
That you just be respectful. So let's play some video and then I'm going to give my conclusion at the end. Also, you can give your perspective on this. Why do white interviewers don't act respectful? Most of them, they are not respectful when interviewing black people. They try
listen, racist white people are never going to be respectful to black folks. They will never do that. It's not in their DNA. It's not in their history to be that way. They will always disrespect black folks. They may not even know the black person, and they still will be disrespectful because it's who they are. That's their culture. And I always keep saying this. People be talking about. I hear minorities talk about what is culture. Black people don't have culture. White people, they don't really have culture. All their culture is to steal from everybody and take. That's not a culture. They don't create shit. Especially in America, white people don't create shit. They steal from other races, even not just in America. They steal from other races outside of the country. They don't create shit like y'all think, bro. So, this is what it is.
Make it like they're arguing over something instead of just having a good conversation like they will do to a white person. So is it about racism?
The Donald Trump presidency, we will finally evict all of these illegal aliens that are coming here and stealing jobs from Americans. If you break into my house, should I just accept you because you washed my dishes and made my beds? I say no. I say you need to go back and come back in the right way.
So is that what the Indians should have told white Americans?
Absolutely. Ask Cochise. Border control is
because
important.
the original illegal alien are European white folk in America.
Agreed.
And so should the Indians stand up today and say deport all white folks back to Europe?
Well, should we learn something from their mistake? Because we are here now.
Or should you learn something from their compassion to give other people an opportunity?
You heard what he said. He said they should learn from what we did. He never corrects or say, yeah, they was wrong, or they should be deported. But we here now. So what do you think that other illegal immigrants that you call illegal immigrants that come here and feel the same way? The difference between that is that white people got the power. That's why this racist ass white man can say that. But we here now. Imagine an illegal immigrant that's a minority say that. They say that this motherfucker is crazy. But this racist ass white man got on a national platform and said, well, we here now. They should have learned. Learned what? To be as racist as you are? Because that's basically what he's saying. It's almost, listen, I'm telling you, he's basically saying, hey, well, we here now, we did what we did. Regardless if it was bad or not, if it was cruel or not, how we took over somebody else's country. They should have learned from us how to be cruel. That's basically what he's saying. And now, mind you, do you think that this guy, this type of person, because a lot of people like him, a lot of white folks like him, you think that you can really genuinely have a conversation with these racists, these stupid ass white folks? Anyway, let's move on.
Given to you and your ancestors. Learn from their compassion. That's what you should learn from.
I say learn from their mistakes. Ask Geronimo if taking care of your borders is important. We need to do that now.
And I agree with Cochise, Geronimo, and Sitting Bull. Letting in the white man was the worst mistake that the Indians ever could have made. I agree with you. That was one of the greatest mistakes. Even right there in South Africa, they got a similar problem.
She was talking shit about Mexicans. And
no, mind you. And he ain't lying. But history is history. We should learn from it. They don't want to teach it no more because they don't want to uplift other minority groups. Because see, what happens is if black people get uplifted, they are scared that black people will do, because he admitted it himself. The racist white dude. If black people, just say black Americans, if we decided, or the immigrants, we all decided to really have this coalition to push these goddamn white people out genuinely. They wouldn't last because they don't create shit. They don't do the work. They don't put in the grind. They don't build shit. They don't do shit. They don't. White people get away with shit. They move off and like, even if, listen, you can get the, listen. It is poor white folks out here, like literally poor. Right? You know why they're okay with being poor. They don't get shunned by their own people really like that. They go out of their way to try to help them because of the white privilege, right? Think about it, when black people see a lot of black people out there hurting and starving and shit, majority of black people be like, man, that motherfucker can get up and go get him a job, man. Because we've been programmed that way to look down on our people, even to our worst. But them white people, they will help that white person out trying to get them on their feet. Do y'all know, real talk, do y'all know that statistically, it is more homeless white people than it is black and minorities put together? Do y'all know that? You know why that is? It's because of the simple fact that a lot of those white people, I have seen it, that they'd rather be homeless than to live, like, they feel like they live better and free when they don't have to give a fuck about nothing. When black people are poor, that a lot of us that are poor feel like we gotta be poor. We did everything not to be poor. White people don't go to the extreme not to not be poor. When they get, a lot of them get poor, they poor. It's like a small percentage of where them they got mental issues and shit like that. But a lot of them just poor because it benefits them. That's what I told you. Don't ever worry about when white people come out and talk about, oh, we're going to start arresting homeless people and shit like that. There's more white homeless people than it is any blacks and minorities out there. Let's be real. They had stories about white people that's from like cities that where the weather is bad. And they said it's better to be homeless because shit's so high or whatever. They got the privilege to feel that way. We're gonna move to somewhere where it's always sunny, which is Los Angeles. Listen, if you go look at the quota or the stats of how many people that are poor in Los Angeles, it's white folks. It's not black folks. It's not minorities like y'all think. It's white people out that bitch. It's white folks. And they ain't from Los Angeles. No shit. A lot of them come from other states. You go look at Skid Row. You really think that in Skid Row there's a lot of black people that's homeless out there? No, it's not. No, it's not. It is more white people than it is black folks and minorities put together. I'm telling you. I did my research. Trying to tell you. Because when you start doing the research and you see the stats, black people is like a blip on that, a lot of that shit. Minorities a blip. It's white folks. And these are the same people who vote against their own livelihood. Some of them prefer to be poor. Or to be homeless. I'm sorry, prefer to be homeless because they're like, fuck that. I can live free out this motherfucker. Got no bills, got no responsibility. A lot of them got skills, working skills. They just telling you. Go do the statistics. Telling y'all. It ain't what y'all think. That's why, like I said, listen. Yeah, black people are poor, but ain't a lot of us ain't homeless. I tell you that shit. Let's move on. It's just the narrative they push.
He got pissed off.
Governor Abbott's desk and has been signed by Governor Abbott. Basically, the anti-sanctuary city bill has been passed and is now law. And what that bill says is that if local law enforcement or state police view a criminal activity afoot, they make a stop on that state crime, and then they can inquire into the status of an individual's residence. Are they a lawful U.S. citizen? Are they here with a green card? Are they a permanent resident alien? Or are they here illegally without documentation?
And let me say this too, right? If you in certain parts in this country, as a black person, I mean, we already a target when we leave our household. But that's why it's not good. That's what's happening to the immigrants, right? Or the minority group, or Latino community, the Mexican community, Cuban community. It's not good that this shit is happening. Because see, what will happen is, if you black and you live amongst minorities, and you're a black American citizen, nigga, they will stop you and lock your ass up at this point. Because they don't know if you illegal or not. That's how they say it. That's how they looking at it. If you brown or you black, that's why I be trying to tell the immigrants, like, y'all think that we don't care or understand. Listen, they doing that shit to y'all to get to us. We've been knowing this shit that's happening right now with ICE. Nigga, they've been doing this in the black community with stop and frisk to black folks. So we know. That's why we saying we tried to tell y'all. We tried to tell y'all. We got evidence. Shit we can show you and tell you. Oh, people telling you, hey man, I was coming home from work and the motherfucking police just jumped out on me and basically told me I'm in the wrong neighborhood. I live in this neighborhood. I ain't doing none of this shit. And they stop and frisk you or whatever. And if you show any type of aggression, not aggression, but like some type of trying to explain yourself and they feel that it's aggressive, they lock your ass up. People lost their jobs, their livelihoods because of this stop and frisk shit. So it's no different of what we seeing with ICE. We tried to tell y'all that. We know what's going on. A lot of us do feel bad for what's going on, but a lot of black people like, hey, we already go through it and still go through it. What y'all going through with ICE, we go through that with the police. We try to tell y'all. Don't get mad at us because we ain't out there marching and shit. There's nothing to march about. Stay your ass home. Now they run up into your businesses where you work, where people work, schools and shit. We try to tell y'all. That's what they was going to do. When black Americans tell you something, we not bitching and complaining. This shit happens to us. You, for some real weird reason, some of you immigrants think that you better than us. Okay, cool. You run into a couple of black people that don't give a fuck and shit like that, that you think that's bad black people, you assume all of us are like that. That's your fault. That got nothing to do with us. That's like me saying all immigrants are all bad. I don't run into bad immigrants. I don't run into Mexicans and shit like that. I don't run into a lot of y'all like that. So my perspective is, even if I did, I still wouldn't think all of y'all are like that. Just because of a couple of motherfuckers, my interaction or where I live. That's like, for me as a black person, I assume every time I interact with a white person, they're going to be on some racist shit. No. It's stupid. That's white. That's that white supremacy shit. I don't think that shit. But like I said, but that's y'all downfall. That's why this shit is happening, y'all, because y'all, the white racists got y'all thinking the ignorant shit y'all think. So, hey, this is what it is. Go to a quick commercial break, people. I'll ready. All right, people, I'm back. Listen, let me say this to the minority groups in the country. Black people Black Americans have the most experience of discrimination, racism, bigotry, homophobe, sexist shit. We have the most experience. The crazy part about it is that somehow people do it. We do the shit that we complain about, right? But a lot of us have the experience and we fight against that shit. Listen, a lot of our people, you're talking about a race that's been broken. Like we've been broken. So we react to shit way different than a lot of other races of people in this country to shit. We just do. And because a lot of us are broken. So we're still trying to figure out some of this shit that goes on in this country. So when we tell you, hey, don't go over there and fuck with that. Don't go over there and ride with that. We're telling you that for a reason, because we most likely was a part of it, right? Or somehow we was affected by it, right? Right or wrong, we know what it is. A lot of times we can feel the shit. That's how spiritual shit from our ancestors from Africa. We can feel shit. And we try to warn y'all about this shit, and y'all just ignore us because you have somewhat of encounters with certain black people in this country that's probably broken. If a lot of our black people, we do fucked up shit a lot of times to you or to any other race or whatever, or even to ourselves. It's just because we broken. And that's all we know. So we try to warn y'all. Y'all don't listen to us. And now y'all want our help. For what? We the broken race in this country. We the ones that been through everything that y'all bitching and complaining about now. Or was complaining about. We've been through it already. We tried to warn y'all. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's move on.
And if they are here illegally without that documentation, then the feds can get involved and then they can take it from there. I think this is a fantastic law. It is time to start enforcing the laws that are on.
Mind you, they only like the law. Racist ass white people only like the law when it only affects others that they don't like or don't look like them. They like the laws now. They like it. Trying to tell y'all. That's their white privilege. That's they cape. That's what they do. They only like the laws when it affects others. But if it affects them, no, they hate the law. They against the government. They love the federal government. They hate the federal government. When shit is fair and equal or somehow in that way, they hate the law. Now all of a sudden, they agree with us, these megas. They was like, oh, the rich is taking over. It is this whole shit. Remember, they used to say what we said, it's a conspiracy theory, right? When we were saying the elites and the government is getting over. We've been saying that shit. We had proof of it. And you still didn't believe it. Now the megas is sitting out here saying the same shit. But the crazy shit about it, they supporting the motherfuckers. Trump is a part of the elites. The people that's with him is a part of the elites. They defended Elon Musk, that one of the most richest, he's the richest man in the world. And the crazy shit about it, we as Americans, he ain't even from America. We made him the richest man in the world. But these stupid megas, you know, like I said, it's white privilege. Now they mad at the same shit we was already mad at. And then the TYTV talking about, well, they're going to agree with it. They don't like war. We've been saying we don't like war. Black people been saying this shit. Now all of a sudden, now they don't like war now. Our men and women and children go on there and die. We've been telling y'all that. That's why Muhammad Ali said, I ain't serving, go lock me up. We've been saying it. Not going to go serve for a country that don't give a fuck about me. The people that look like me, we've been saying it. Now, y'all racist motherfuckers get to saying we don't want to send our kids over there. Man, fuck you, man. Fuck you. We tried to tell y'all already. You don't want to listen, so you on your own. That goes to the immigration population. You on your own. The minority groups, you on your own. We tried to warn y'all. So everything what happens is going to happen. Oh, black people, we just waiting. We know they come for us. They've been coming for us, so we waiting. And like I said, we move different. So when it comes to us, we gonna move different. We not gonna be like y'all. Because y'all don't know how to do this. We do. Let's move on.
Instead of the state and local officials legislating from their own little tiny offices.
It's an awful law because it's nothing more than a legal way for law enforcement to racially profile Mexicans and Hispanics. This law was written into existence by Governor Abbott to specifically go after a said group of demographics here in the state of Texas. Secondly, it is awful that we want to call them illegal immigrants to the point to where if a cop does not do his job according to this law, he can be charged and arrested, and the cities can be given a $25,000 fine per day. Well, we'll put a cop in jail for not asking somebody's immigrant status, but we won't put cops in jail for shooting and killing unarmed black people.
That's not true. And that's
Thirdly,
way,
I think
Well,
it's-
ma'am, actually it is. Because I guarantee you, if this a local cop doesn't do what the law says with the illegal immigrant shit, his ass going directly to jail. But if he kill unarmed black people, you will see the police union and the police force will come out and back him. And his ass won't ever be in jail right away. But I guarantee you, he breaks some type of federal law or some shit they got with the state, I guarantee you his ass will be arrested. How about that shit? Like I said, the one thing I don't like about the federal government is because, just like what the brother said, if you break some type of federal law with this immigration shit, a cop will go to jail. But I'm wondering why the cops don't go to jail, why the federal government don't come in right away and charge that motherfucker with a federal hate crime. That them cops that do fuck shit that they do to citizens. They care about state rights. Then when unarmed black people get murdered by the police, though, they don't care about that shit. But they care about, the illegal immigrants. Okay, cool. Like I said, I'm an American citizen. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck is the federal government when they killing unarmed black people and beating them and the shit is on tape. Where's the federal government coming in and stepping in right away? Huh? So, like I said, it don't matter at the end of the day. Like I said, black people, we always a target. Just like these Mexicans, they out here talking all that shit. Unarmed black people are still getting gunned down in these streets right now. So we ain't safe. Like y'all think y'all ain't stepping up. Bitch, we trying to ride for our people. Carmelo, the brother, he just got indicted. Nigga, we weren't about him. We weren't about him. Sorry, tell you that. We weren't about that young brother. The injustice that's happening to this young brother. That's what we weren't about. Fuck are you talking about?
Murder is against the law.
But it's like it's when you kill black people, you're a cop. See, the problem in America in this state.
What about the Dallas case where that cop was just
because
charged
there
with
was
murder?
video to show he was absolutely
You can't
lying.
make these broad
No,
statements. It's just
because
simply not
often
true.
there's video, man, where we are killed by cops and nobody ever goes to jail. Ask Eric Garner's family that. Ask the family right there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Brother Alton Sterling's family,
But your
they're
statement
not getting
is not
justice.
correct,
Video of me
Cornell.
for us. But let's get back to the immigrants. I would say to the Hispanic and Mexican community, what you got to do now, hook up with the black community and unite in political power, because if Mexicans and black people unite in Texas, we can control the governor, we can control the lieutenant governor, and we can control politics in Texas, period. I'm saying to Latino brothers and sisters, don't fight them by yourself. If you hook up with black people and we unite, I'm telling you, we can run Texas and then pass laws to deal with those who hate us.
And see, the black brother is speaking the truth. The problem is that the Latino Mexican community, they not listening to us. They're listening to the white supremacy in this country with the power, because they all come from a country where they've been oppressed. You got to think about that shit. See, black people, black Americans, we come, let's say, you put black people, said black people, we start going back to Africa and shit like that, right? And you put our type of leadership and our oppression that we've been through in this country, and you send us, we go back to Africa. Oh, South Africa would have been over. That the whole shit in South Africa, all that shit, we'd have been stopped that. We'd have unified the whole fucking country. We'd have unified it. We'd have unified that bitch. The problem is, and my African brothers and sisters, not all of y'all, but a lot of y'all don't accept Black Americans' help. Y'all don't really want us there because y'all think y'all better than us. So we don't come there. We won't come home. But we not accepted in a way like y'all think we are. And black Americans know that. But we'd have been took, hey, nigga, if Africa embraced Black Americans like they supposed to, we'd have been took over that bitch. Ain't no white colonizers come. We would have kicked them, but they got to go. Fuck all that shit. We passing bills, passing rights, with all that shit. We do a democracy, we do all that. But I guarantee you they be up out this bitch. They'd be up out of Africa. I guarantee you. But a lot of them motherfuckers, they come over here and they side with the racists. So that's why America is fucked up the way it is. If black and brown people, we'd have took over, man, we could take over this bitch if we wanted to. But it ain't black folks. It's the minority groups. It's our brown brothers and sisters. Because as much as we fucked up over here, they fucked up mentally. That's why you have black Americans, they get mad at us now. The FBAs, they get mad at the FBAs because they mad because the FBA say, fuck y'all. And you get mad at that. How you get mad at that? I don't agree with everything with the FBAs. But, hey, man, they ain't wrong. They ain't lying. You motherfuckers side with the enemy. And we sick and tired. And I'm not even the FBA in that way of like, I'm not on that shit. But my people come first. I don't give a fuck you from Africa, South Africa. I don't care. My black Americans come first because we put in the work. We should be respected. You motherfuckers wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for us. But, we don't get no respect. There's no respect with us. So, hey, man, don't sit there and be mad at us. Because we ain't out protesting and we ain't out speaking. You don't hear our celebrities and shit like that. It's for a reason, nigga. Stop looking at us like we the problem. We not the problem. Take a good look in the mirror. All the minorities, take a good look in the mirror. It's on you. You are the problem. You side with the racists, and this is what happened. A lot of your people side with the racists. This is what happens. And now you want to blame black folks. Where we at? Nigga, we waiting. We chilling. How about that? We chilling. And listen, and let me say this. We gave y'all heads up and told y'all we was going to chill. But you still ain't checked your people, so it's on you.
You're advocating for criminal activity, Quanell. These people are not here lawfully. They need to do what our ancestors did, what many Mexicans have done.
First of all, man, ain't nobody here legally. Your ancestors, where you come from, your European ancestors, y'all ain't here legally. On real talk, y'all created some shit of talking about what's legal and what's not legal. Your ancestors did that. They was never here legally. So what the fuck are you talking about? They gotta come here the right way. Did your people come here the right way? No. So shut the fuck up. And I'm not saying times don't change. I'm just saying we should show a little bit more grace. You don't know what the fuck a lot of the immigrants is coming here for. Or they come here the illegal way. You don't know. You don't know because they didn't, no one, you ain't coming the right way, but they ain't committing crimes and doing all that goofy shit. And it always mind boggled me when some white motherfucker always talking about they gotta come here the right way. Your ancestors ain't come here the right way. Your ancestors ain't shit. And you ain't shit because you still believe in their racist ass behavior. Talking about the right way. As a black American, ain't no right way to be here in America. There's no right way. Listen, let me be very honest about this. If I could go back to Africa and feel comfortable with my people in Africa, I would go the fuck back and not deal with America no more. My honest opinion. I don't like the way we get treated. I don't like the way how we perceived in this fucking fucked up ass country. America is fucked up. As a black person, this shit is fucked up. As a black American person, this shit is fucked up. You think I want to be here? I don't want to be this motherfucker. If I could go back to Africa where my people are from, I would go back. Don't think that I want to be here. I genuinely don't. To my core, I don't. I don't like to see my people, we put in all this work to help create and build this country, and we still get disrespected. Not just from the racist white race, from all other different races of people that we help benefit to bring here, and it's still disrespect. I wish we could go back to Africa. I just wish that our African people would accept us, but I know they don't. Imagine we take all our motherfucking talent, all the shit that we done built in this country, and we take it back to Africa. Come on, man. I wish we can go back to Africa, nigga. I wish we could, but we can't. Let's move on.
Don't know what to mean.
Don't interrupt
Your
me.
ancestors came here illegally. Wasn't nothing legal about your ancestors. They came illegally and they murdered, they raped, they pillaged a whole race of people. This country, Texas, Arizona, California, belongs to Mexicans.
Well, no, get back
It was
to the
stole from them.
You
So
tell me to
people,
get back
your
to the point.
ancestors, they came
No,
here.
you're not being fair to me here. You say stay on topic. I say, okay, we'll stay on topic. And then as soon as we start talking about illegal
Your
immigration,
ancestors.
you go back to the black issue. Let's stay on topic
Your
right now.
ancestors
Give
are the
me-
master illegal.
It's a black issue. What is this woman talking about? See, this is what happened with racist white people. When you bring up real history, they want to talk about now. And they still deporting people. They're still doing the racist shit that they do, but they don't want to talk about the past. The reason we in this situation that we in right now is because of generations of people being taught of the racist shit. We should not have a problem with illegal immigrants being here. We probably wouldn't have illegal immigrants here if we had real policy. But we don't. They don't want that. This will always be an issue. And listen, and I can blame this on the left. Like when you are in power, to the left, when you are in power, you should pass an immigration bill. Like now, they talk about the dreamers and shit. The dreamers are a threat now. Well, that's the liberal. That's on them. Trump is showing you when you're in power, pass a policy to keep him here illegally. When you had some of them normal people in the Supreme Court before they got extreme, you had them already. You chose not to because you wanted to work with the other side to try to make this shit a democracy. But we don't live in a democracy. Not fully like that. You see what the Republicans are doing. You see what MAGA is doing. Nigga, they don't give a fuck about no democracy. They care about power. They in power right now. They gonna do what they gonna do. Motherfuckers like, oh, bitch, you complaining about the big beautiful bill. They gonna pass that bitch. I think they just passed it today. The Senate just passed it and took it back down to the House. Like, I mean, what y'all, like, I don't know why y'all shocked about a lot of this shit. We never lived in a democracy. Tell you something. When you make it okay for people that was traitors to the country to still have their name on buildings and statues around the country, something's wrong. That means we don't live in a democracy. I don't give a fuck what state you from. Motherfucker talk about that's my heritage. Heritage is what? Of traitors? So if your heritage is from traitors, but you mad at black folks and immigrants. That you support traitors to the country. So you don't really care about black people being free. Because your heritage means more. Okay, then, so what the fuck are we talking about? But anyway, let's move on.
Give me the opportunity to respond in that, you know what? We're all Americans here. And if you are here legally, absolutely. Then we need to come together and we need
First of all, we are not all here, all Americans. That's bullshit. That's that white supremacy bullshit I like to push out here with their fake ass, we all together. We not. If you support racism, then we're not all Americans. If you support Confederates, we're not all Americans. When you want to lie about history, which is black history, as much as your racist history, and try to exclude it and try to act like it shouldn't, we shouldn't talk about it, then we're not all Americans. You ask, listen, if you put a poll out to the whole country, to black folks, do they feel American? I guarantee you it'd be a very high percentage that we don't feel American. I guarantee you that. We the second race in this country than any other race that knows how I feel that this shit don't feel right. Even in 2025, this shit don't feel right. We the only race. Because like I said, shout out to the Native Americans and shit like that, but you don't hear them talking. Nigga, because they got their little shit. You know what I mean? But they ain't talking about the issues we talking about. You don't see them Native Americans out there like that. You don't see them out there. They got their own communities and shit like that. Listen, man. And they got control of their communities. We don't. Just trying to tell y'all. That's why you don't never see a lot of Native Americans out there protesting and shit like that. Because, nigga, they got their shit. Here and there, they get fucked with. Here and there. But at the end of the day, Native Americans mind their business. They got their little shit. But black people, we can't do that. Black Americans, we can't do that. We can't stay silent. And I think that's what's bothering them about the immigrants now. The shit is happening in different minority groups. They like, yo, why black people, a lot of black people stand silent? Y'all ain't out here fighting with us. We took some shit from the Native Americans, nigga. We can't get deported, but we know what they're trying to do, trying to get rid of all of y'all so they can try to enslave us. But like I said, we willing to fight back. We willing to fight. They had to kill us. I'd never be nobody's slave. You crazy. And I think they know that. See, they know black people are more intelligent than our ancestors was. So they going to create policies and do little shit of trying to get rid of y'all to get rid of, they think that y'all bring power to us. So they trying to get rid of y'all. And they already manipulated y'all people. So they going to get rid of y'all. So y'all won't side with us. They know what they doing. I know what they doing. The problem is that you minorities, y'all don't know what they're doing. Y'all trying to find an easy way out of this shit. There ain't no easy way. Listen, like I said, you think black people just sitting back and we don't care about it. We care. We watching. We seeing it exactly. We're just waiting. Oh, we know it's going to be our time. We know they coming at us. All the shit they doing to y'all, we know it's about us. They're afraid of black folks. They're afraid of black Americans that they can't deport. Just trying to tell y'all. See what the racists did. They've been doing this shit for a couple of generations now. They've been moving this racist white supremacy shit on a low. You know, that's why they brung in them white South Africans. They brung them in, try to make them seem like they was victims. Okay, cool. But I guarantee you, these are the same people that's not going to come to this country and work on farms. They're going to give them benefits. They're going to uplift them people. They're going to give them better opportunities that they even give black American citizens. So I don't know why y'all not paying attention to that, but it is what it is. Like I said, black people, we're not just sitting back, we're waiting. Because we know it's coming for us. We know they coming for us. They're trying to get rid of y'all. Y'all just not realizing it. The problem is you mad at black people because we won't say nothing. Or we won't stand up the way you think we should. We're not standing up because we're disappointed in y'all. And like I said, it almost seemed like we better off fighting on our own without you. Because we tried to warn y'all and y'all still ignored our shit. Ignored our warnings. We told y'all this shit was going to happen. But you just, and now you want to blame black people because we ain't coming out to fight with y'all. It's not happening. We're not getting out in them streets like that. We are not doing that. We're not getting out in them streets like that. We're not doing that. We told y'all how this shit was going to go. The problem is you think black people ain't smart. Black Americans ain't smart. We've been doing this shit. We've been around this shit. Our ancestors, we know. See, when all the legal shit runs out, right, which we know a lot of that shit is fraud shit. When a lot of that shit goes, there's no more protection for us. We know we got right. We just waiting. We're waiting for Trump in them. We just waiting. Because like I said, see, we gonna fuck some shit up. See, think about it. We gonna fuck some shit up. We ain't scared. Y'all motherfuckers scared. We ain't scared. We waiting. We waiting on the Trump people. We waiting on Trump in there. We waiting on him. And I told you, we ain't scared of racists. We not scared of the racist people. But y'all are. We not. That's why y'all sided with them. That's why a lot of y'all voted for him. Voted for them. We didn't vote for them. We didn't vote for this racist shit. Y'all did. So you're on your own. But when the time comes, when they want to fuck with black people, we'll know. We'll know. And understand something. Black people, that's why they trying to make this thing that where certain black people can't get in the military. So they can use the military against us. That's how they know that we like that. Them racists ain't stupid. They know better. That's why they want to get rid of all the black people they can get out of the military. All the minorities, all the gays, they want to get them all out because they know. Listen, when you come at black people, you got had you. They want to have a Klan. They want to have a KKK coming. You motherfuckers is stuck on stupid. We ain't. We know what's coming. Y'all didn't know what was coming. That's why all y'all feeling this now. Where the black people at? We knew it was coming. That's why we preparing ourselves. We know. They coming at us. Listen. It might be a year or two from now. But they're coming for us. Once they feel comfortable that they got y'all under control, they gonna come for us. And I'm waiting. See, I love Martin Luther King, nigga, but I'm a Malcolm X guy. I die for my blackness. So, either way how I go, nigga, it might be my last day. I don't give a fuck. I ain't scared of these motherfuckers. I ain't scared of the Trump people. They think that, but I ain't scared of them. As I said, I die for something that I know that's right. I'm not going to die for some shit I know is wrong. I'm a grown ass man, dog. I've been around a long time. I don't give a fuck about the shit a lot of these minorities care about. I don't. Excuse me. I genuinely don't give a fuck about what y'all think about or care about. I don't care because we tried to warn y'all. And like I said, listen, I'm waiting. You'll see me in the streets when I know that I gotta be in the streets and ride for my people. I die for my shit. Y'all doing y'all little shit, y'all little protests and all that shit. I ain't going to jail. Jail is like slavery. I ain't going there. They had to kill me. So I'm not waiting on some shit that y'all waiting on. See, that's black Americans. That's real black Americans. We know that shit. We gonna die. We not going to jail. They gonna have to kill us. We be damned they gonna enslave us. So, like I said, see, that thing is they gonna, like, our deport, they want to deport people. Our deporting shit is they try to enslave us in jail. We ain't going for that. They gonna have to kill me. See, I'm waiting for the courts. I'm waiting for the courts, Supreme and all them, where they say they give Trump all the power. He ain't got it all yet, but it's coming, and I'm waiting on it. And when all the power go to Trump, then nigga, now I know you gotta kill me, because I will never go back to jail. I will never allow a fucking government to tell me what I can and can't do. My ancestors been through that already, so you can't do that. So we tried to warn y'all. We tried to tell y'all. And like I said, y'all ain't built for this shit. You motherfuckers come from your own people that look like you, and you ain't stand up to them. Like when I go to my hood, ain't nobody that niggas in the hood that maybe got more power in the hood than me. Them niggas can't tell me shit. Them niggas can't punk me. And that way of acting like, I'll tell them niggas straight up, nigga, I'm here to help the community. But if them niggas don't want my help, then fuck them. I won't be there. That's how that goes. See the difference between black Americans and you motherfuckers that come from all your black people that willing to fight for. My black people in my city or my black people in America, nigga, they're a little fucked up, and their minds a little fucked up, but I tell nigga, ain't no nigga in my hood telling me where I can and can't go. No. That ain't happening. I go where the fuck I want to go. I got no problem with nobody, but I guarantee you ain't no nigga gonna tell me where I can and can't go. And nigga, if that's the case, then nigga, hey, nigga, don't ever ask for my support. Don't actually somebody die or whatever happened, nigga, don't ask me to come help you. That's how that goes. But a lot of you Latino motherfuckers and motherfucking immigrants, you don't stand up. You don't do no shit like that. So don't talk about black people like that in America. Don't talk about us like that. You motherfuckers run. I ain't running from my people. I ain't scared of my black folks. The gangsters, the fucked up niggas, I ain't scared of none of them niggas like that. Scared of no motherfucking body that look like me, nigga. You bleed like I bleed. I'm from the streets. I come from that shit. Fuck, I'm scared of some nigga. I told you, only thing I fear is of people that I'll be, listen, if it wasn't for my wife or my daughter, nigga, I'll be a gangster nigga. Like real talk. I'll be in them streets. But I'm not there because of my wife and my daughter. But don't ever get nothing twisted. And if I gotta go that route and I do that shit and I get to go ahead from my wife or something like that, nigga, I will ride on you niggas. I ain't scared of no nigga. The fuck you talking about? Play with me. I kill any nigga. Play with me like that. Ain't nobody scared. Like, yo, like, I'm not in that realm. Only reason I second guess or even have anything in my mind not to do nothing is because of my wife and my daughter. That's it. But nigga, if I gotta ride on it, nigga, I'll ride on your ass. Give a fuck who you are. It could be a hood nigga. It could be the police. I don't give a fuck. It don't matter. See, I'm a motherfucker with no fear. In the way that y'all think. And motherfuckers roll around and they pretend that they tough and they gangster and shit. I ain't got to do that. I know what I would do. If I got to kill a nigga, I kill him. If I got to kill a motherfucker, I kill him. I don't give a fuck about this law shit. Nigga, I die, it's over. It don't matter about motherfuckers. I'm over. What a motherfucker thought about me. I don't care. And not in the way that you think. In a second, people. I'll be right back. All right, people, I'm back. But yeah, think about that shit. Don't ever listen. Motherfuckers sit out here all the time. They talk about gangster shit. And they talk about how people hurt people and all that shit like that. That ain't my thing. But like I said, if I had to really genuinely, mentally get in that shit the way I don't care and I would try to kill people, I wouldn't give a fuck about that shit. I come from that lifestyle. You know what I mean? You think I give a fuck about killing a motherfucker on some righteous shit? No, I wouldn't. This is not what y'all think it is, man. People ain't really like y'all think they is. They are not like that. Some of these motherfuckers, they be sitting here, they get on these channels and shit, they doing it for views because they want people to notice who they are and shit like that. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Motherfuckers go off, they live their life, you know, they pretend everything all good. Ain't nothing good, bro. Like I said, I used to go around and live a life of where, like, I used to go around and just do some shit because I was ignorant and probably did some fuck shit to my people because I was ignorant and stupid. But imagine a nigga like that didn't have no emotions to the shit that he did because he was ignorant to it. And imagine a motherfucker that do got emotions and understand shit that what he did that was wrong or not wrong, right? And that I will do that shit to rob my people for really a real cause instead of the bullshit that I was doing. Imagine a nigga, a motherfucker like me with my thought process. I don't give a fuck about a lot of shit that people care about. I don't. If you ain't ready to ride for no real shit, then I don't know what the fuck you talking about. How's the conversation me and you having? You niggas just living in this reality of life that nigga, any day you gone. We don't have no say about when we gone. We got people that we love, that we genuinely love, that die and they go away, nigga, and we hurt and we broke it. Some of us sit here stuck. Like, damn, this motherfucker was just here this day and they gone. You think I give a fuck about sacrificing my life for something that actually means something? You think I'm scared of a motherfucker like that? No. I watch people I genuinely love gone. Never see them a day in life. I wake up sometimes to be like, damn. Can I call this person? You can't call that person, they gone. So we all sit here in life and we sit here and pretend everything is okay. Niggas don't have no purpose. Niggas don't really ride or die for nothing or stand for nothing. And niggas sit here all the time. We all sit here and we pretend everything is all good. Ain't nothing good, bro. Like I said, I'm a black man in America. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit like y'all care about. I genuinely don't. And I'll be 100 about it. I don't care about a lot of this shit y'all care about. I genuinely don't. We all gonna die. Niggas gonna die, and it is what it is. As long as I die for purpose, I don't care. Because I guarantee you, if I die dead, a lot of you motherfuckers on this live stream wouldn't give a fuck. I ain't gonna say won't give a fuck, but I guarantee you'll forget me at the while because you gotta move on with your life and do what you gotta do. It's about my impact. That's how I feel. That's what my life is. It's about my impact. What I got on to the fucking world. That's why I speak my truth. That's why I say what I say. And I stand on it. I don't give a fuck about being politically correct and none of that bullshit. None of this shit matters. People die and people forget about them. Even the motherfuckers that's some of the greatest people that ever been on earth, you still forget about them because you got to still keep moving in life. So I don't give a fuck about shit that people care about. Is that shit and paid in full? When Cam say everybody, people die every day, B. People die every day, B. But right now, we sitting here. Right now, we talking live stream. There's somebody dying right now. But you care about them motherfuckers? No, you don't. Like I said, a part of me is cold, but a big part of me, I have like my humanity is crazy. Like how I care about people. But at the end of my day, nigga, listen, I don't care about what people care about. Because motherfuckers, the shit that I care about, you wouldn't even want to care about. Because it don't fit your narrative. It don't fit your feelings. People die, man. I sit back a lot of times, I think about all the people I lost. People that died that I know of. And they not here now. You know what that feeling feels like? Like you lost in the world. I feel lost in the world a lot of the times. In this world that we all live in 2025, I still feel lost. Even though people like, well, Kenny, you got this going on, you got this shit going on in your life and all that other shit. People I care about is gone. I can't celebrate that with them. You ever had a fucked up life and the way that you made it and you got everything going on good in your life and the motherfuckers that you really genuinely cared about, and they probably would care about this shit as much as you care about it, but the motherfuckers around you act like they don't give a fuck about it. And they gone. The people that you knew that would care about it, they gone. That shit is lonely. I always tell people I feel lonely in the world. And if it wasn't for my wife and my daughter and certain people, friends and foes of mine, like, yo, I never lie about this shit. I tried to commit suicide one time. Right? I probably would commit suicide, bro. Like this shit, this life shit is not what y'all think it is. When motherfuckers are gone, yo, we gone. We about this motherfucker. And nobody cares. Nobody. Few people care. And if they do care for a little minute, then after that, nigga, that shit is over. Because you know why? Because they got to move on with their life. I was talking to my cousin. Right? And I'm probably a little bit more emotional than he is. Right? Well, I know I am. Right? His mama died, nigga. When I talked this nigga, it seemed like, nigga, he was good. Like, you know, he had to move on. Me, myself, I was having a hard fucking time. But my cousin, you know, it was all good for him. I ain't say all good, but because I can't tell other people how to agree, but it just didn't seem the energy wasn't the same. And that's my point. I may deal with certain people's death differently. And other people may deal with it way different than I would or you would. That's why I said this world ain't fair. This world ain't never fair, bro. That's why I do what I do. That's why I move the way I move. Because this world ain't fair. People try to live lives that ain't fair. Yeah, people in the world, they hate other people because they doing better than they are doing. You can't hate nobody that's doing better than you. Because even if that motherfucker is doing better than you doing, when that motherfucker die, he died. Nobody gives a fuck about him at the while. I guarantee you that. They may celebrate the motherfucker a little more, but they don't care in their day-to-day life because they gotta keep moving. Life keep going, bro. You ever been around some people that's very religious? And they tell you, the afterlife is good. None of these motherfuckers live the afterlife. Nobody knows that shit. Nobody. I wouldn't tell you that. Like, oh, I know it's afterlife. I don't know that. People die, bro. It happens. That's what I do know. I do know people die and people forget you. People will forget you. Because you know why? Because they got to live their own life. They got to keep moving. Ain't about they don't care. It's just that's how life is. They got to keep moving. I die dead tomorrow, bro. Yeah. A lot of motherfuckers might show me love. I die. It's over. Oh, Kenny, like, well, yeah. They gotta move on to their next life. That's why I always tell people I live to the fullest of my life. I try to live that because, listen, as much as my wife, my daughter, and everybody, and I ain't trying to say y'all don't care about me and no shit like that. I'm just saying, like, yo, at the end of the day, nigga, once I die, you niggas gonna move on. Everybody gonna move on. Hopefully you celebrate me. I respect that, love that, but I'm dead. I don't know how I feel to be dead. If you die, anybody die, bro, or people that you know that die, how you know how that shit feels when people are dead? You ever hear somebody say like, oh, well, I know they looking down on me. How the fuck you know? You ain't never been dead. So how the fuck you know somebody looking down on you? You know, it's just words. It's just sayings and shit people say. And the crazy part about it, I think about that shit. I think about if I die dead tomorrow, what people really care. And that's why I move the way I do, because I don't really think that you'll care in the moment. But once this shit is over, because I have done it. I have seen me do it. People die and people don't care. At the while, they care in the moment, but at the while, they don't care. The shit is a wrap. You gone, you dead and gone, nigga. We gotta live. I gotta live my life. That's real shit. That ain't no spiritual shit. That ain't no shit that cause Kenny said it. None of that shit. That's real life. Motherfuckers die and people care about it for whatever reason for a little minute and they move the fuck on with their life. Cause you know why? Because they still alive. You dead. They appreciate you. They love you. You know? But they move on. Life will fuck you up. Like life will take over so much that where you can't think about the people that's dead. Because you gotta live your life. It was like somebody told me, say, well, it's different when people lose their kids, Kenny. No, it's not. You lose your kid, it's not that different. You will mourn that kid. You will mourn your kid. It will be like that, but you will move on with your life. It will be parts of your fucking life where you just, other people around you. This motherfucker, like, they don't care about that shit. They're just moving on. Or death, like if you had a wife or something, motherfucker say you moving on too fast. How you moving on too fast? Because you motherfuckers ain't wake up and give a fuck about that person that was the one I cared about and loved. That's bullshit. When I remember the shit came out with Kobe wife, and they was talking about she moved on too fast, and she was doing the whole rumor. And see how people tripped out about that. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Because I guarantee you with a woman, listen, it's going to be somebody in your family that think you moved on too fast. You could be 5 years out. Kobe Bryant wife been out 5 years. Oh, it's different because he Kobe Bryant. No, it doesn't. If she genuinely loved that motherfucker, it's different. It ain't your love. It's her love, her dedication to that. Even if she came up pregnant or whatever, I may not like it, but I can't be mad at her. Motherfucker, move on, bro. People move the fuck on. People don't understand it. You move on quicker than you think you do. I'll be real about that shit. Sometimes, like, excuse me, in my aunts, all them. You want to go to their graves all the time. I can't do that. Because number one, I'm not a funeral person. Right? I don't like to go to funerals and shit like that. Like, I almost feel like I get pressured into going to funerals. Because everybody know I don't do good at funerals. That's not my shit. But you want to show the respect. Right? I lost a lot of people since I've been born. And I probably, and I'll tell you this, it's about 5, 6, 7 times more of a lot of people that died that I was close to. Family members, friends, they matter. And I didn't go to their funerals. But it was certain shit that I had to go. And every time I went to the fucking funerals, I did it, right? I ain't never been the same since. Never been the same. Mentally, I was never the same. I went to my aunt last year and I ain't never been the same. I just moved different. I'm a little different. As I get it, it's a tradition. Everybody do it and everything like that. It just don't sit right with me. And I know we need to do it. Every time I go to shit like that, seem like I gotta, like, instead of people celebrating it, right? They damn near treat that shit as some shit they gotta show out on. Now that happens a lot. And a lot of times It's just not about the funeral. It's about leading up to it, after it. And I seen family members. You see family members, they want something from the funeral. And it's not because of the person that died. They wanted something from them. Right? Like a lot of, like even with my aunt and shit, people was looking forward to some shit that they supposed to got from her. You know, instead of celebrating who she was, a lot of family members, they got in a lot of the beefs and shit like that of, you know, what she supposed to left and shit like that. Like the story of my aunt is like, she was a nurse. And that's what I look at. Like, I don't give a fuck she leave me nothing. I didn't even care about that. Think about that. Motherfuckers got so mad. I was like, they called me, when her shit ran out false insurance and she got paid for certain shit. But there was people in the family that ran around, pretended they had everything. Before this shit happened, because they was only fucking with her, but not fucking with her, but like she could pay for everything because she did everything for her funeral. And when shit didn't roam that way, everybody was scattering. Everybody was calling family members like me. Now, I don't really fuck with family like that. Calling me, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? No. And I didn't do it. And it was the reason why I didn't. It wasn't because of my aunt. It's because of them. Understand, and hopefully it brought some knowledge to them to understand it. Well, y'all thinking that we supposed to do this. Like y'all supposed to get something out of this shit. And that seemed that way to me. So the nigga that y'all all look up to is supposed to be the guy, which is my dad. Let him pay for it. He the guy, right? You the motherfuckers, you call him, y'all hang around him more. He the motherfucker, so you call my dad. Don't call me. Don't call me. Motherfuckers don't call me anyway. Oh, now you need money. You need help. Do some things. Oh, now we family. Oh, now you know me. You see me now because you need money. Like I told you, it wasn't about my aunt passing. I love my aunt. My aunt always been 100 with me. She never was phony to me. It was the motherfuckers that was around the family. And they was blood and they was family. And it came out and it showed that these motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about me. So when my aunt passed away and shit, motherfuckers was like, oh. So I'm, oh no, come around for, my aunt died in October. She died around my daughter's birthday. She died around my daughter's birthday. And my aunt passed away. And, all of a sudden motherfuckers now call me. Not said nothing about having me come into family shit or nothing. My aunt passed away. And all of a sudden everybody saying, oh no, we gotta get together. We gotta be family. And shit like that. Oh no, come around, Ken. Before that was none of that. Heard my cousin, my older cousin say, oh, he better come. He better come to this shit. Her family members. Some shit I'm supposed to do. But nobody fuck with me though. You only fuck with me when shit go wrong. Shit's fucked up. Or you need something. And all of a sudden you want me. You fuck with me. I'm crazy. I'm the family member that's crazy. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up, people. I'm the bad guy. I'm all fucked up in the family. I'm the nigga that's fucked up. Now think about this. I'm the nigga that's fucked up. Right? Need my help. Call me. Hey, can you help out? Whatever. I ain't do it. You don't need me. Imagine. And I can say this about my aunt. I passed away. I'm talking about. She never called me when she needed something. Ever. I'll tell you some real shit about my aunt. My aunt ain't never with me coming around. She knew me being around the family triggers me. I had plenty of aunts like that. But she was one of them. Coming around family, that shit triggers me. Make me get on some other shit. Make me say the shit that I'm saying now. She was afraid that I would say the real shit that I say now to these motherfuckers to their face. That's who my aunt was. And I love her to this day. I knew why my aunt didn't want me around. I get it. But if I called my aunt, so I needed to talk, my aunt sit there for hours and talk to me. But those motherfuckers, they don't know that though. They sit there and pretend that they, we all good. We ain't never good. The bad part about this shit is that I'm hurt. To this day, I'm hurt. And it ain't because of my aunt that died. I'm glad she living in heaven. I'm glad she good. It's the motherfuckers that pretend everything. Like these motherfuckers that like we supposed to be good and we ain't good. And they ain't never, my aunt died and they ain't never fixed nothing between us. But they acting like everything good. We'll never be good. That's why I don't go around. That's why I don't hang around with my family. That's why I don't do that shit with them. It ain't because I don't want to. It's because I know you motherfuckers ain't changed. I remember my aunt passed away and the motherfuckers talking about they had the New Year shit coming up, the Christmas, everything. They had all that coming up. They invited me. They said everything. Try to fix some shit. Ain't none of them talk to me after that. At my aunt's funeral, ain't nobody talk to me. I don't give a fuck you invite me to nothing. That shit don't mean shit. To me, it doesn't. Even my own daddy, nigga. Motherfucker sit there and be like, oh, Kenny, at least you know you knew your daddy. You know what I know my daddy from? His reputation is. One is my daddy was a drunk. The second thing is my daddy got his shit together. You know what I mean? Got clean, did whatever he did. know what else I know about my daddy? My daddy, it got proven to me. You know, the first time I ever got arrested, you know who got me arrested? My daddy did. My father got me arrested. First time I ever seen a jail cell. And it was juvenile, but still, it's a jail cell. My mama was on that drugs all that she wanted, nigga. My mom would never allow me. Listen, it's my mama. She would never. But my daddy did. And mind you, it wasn't even my fault or what happened. But my daddy said it was my fault. My father, my own flesh and blood, he took a motherfucker that won his blood, his stepdaughter, over me. And got me arrested for the first time ever in my life. Whenever I seen a jail cell. Ever in my life. That's the first time I ever seen a jail cell. My daddy did that to me. And you know the crazy shit about it? I don't hate the nigga. I'm good. Because all my pain comes from making me a better man. Making me a better husband. And make me a better father. So I never treat my daughter that way. I would never do what my father did to me, to my daughter. Ever. Would never do that. Well, my dad, he rolls around and pretending that shit ain't never happened, though. He did that to me. I ain't never been arrested a day in my life until my dad got me arrested for some shit that I didn't do. He didn't even listen to me. He assumed because I'm from the city, his stepdaughter's from the county, he raised her, he ain't raised me. And that's how it went. I went to jail. Never been arrested for anything. I didn't even do the crime. That was the crazy shit about it. Didn't even do the crime. When I got sent, when my dad did what he did, I didn't even drive the car. But my dad, I went to jail because of my own fucking father. That was my first experience of going to jail. Feeling institutionalized. Not ever. I lived my mom was on crack, never felt that. So I lived with that nigga. He did that to me. That's why me and him never be cool. I'm over it. I'm okay with it, but he had never tell me he fucked up in that. How he fucked me, how he fucked my mental up. Yeah, I can't have a conversation with my dad on that. See, that's the thing. See, people were like, oh, just tell your dad that. No, I can't. Listen, my dad from a different generation, he thought that he was doing right. I guarantee you he think that. I tell you, think about it, right? My dad would rather, let me put you on game. That's how that goes. And I ain't mad about it. I'm okay because I'm mentally strong. But it still bothers the shit out of me. He got a granddaughter. He got granddaughters. Was my sister she got kids. But I got one kid. And everybody thought I'll be dead by now. I got my daughter. My dad don't even attempt to even call here unless they need something. Mind you, my dad is tight with my wife more he tight with me. So if it's a problem, he don't call me. He call my wife. And a part of it is because of me. I ain't gonna put that all on him, because I don't fuck with him like that. But that's our relationship. He had to call my wife for me to know anything. He don't call his granddaughter. That nigga don't say nothing. He don't change the death. Like, you understand that? Like, yo, if I like, me and my daughter didn't have a good relationship, nigga, I would try to make up at least for it through her kid. He don't do that. I ain't say he didn't attempt to try to do it, but he did try to do it. He just gave up. But like I said, my dad ain't shit. That's like my mom ain't shit. Let me put this out here to y'all. Matter of fact, hold on. Give me a second. Be right back. I'm going to put y'all on some real shit. All right, people, I'm back. But let me throw some real shit out there to y'all. Mind you, a part of this shit, I'm not the type of person that be acting like some shit ain't my fault. So I will admit that it's my fault. Understand, right? My dad did all that shit. My mom did all this shit that I talk about. Right? But I ain't mad at them for that. I'm mad at what they don't do now. I get it. Like it's like, you gotta think about it. Like, it's some shit that my wife, we talk about and shit. And we about, nigga, and I tell my wife I can't fix that shit. Only thing I can do is now that I wasn't a good father or a good husband at that time. I get it. But at least I try to be better. Right? And mind you, people are like, well, do they have the opportunity because the way you feel? Yeah, they have that. I'm open to it. I'm not mad at them like that. It's not the way they can't fix some shit for me. The problem is, I always say this, is that when you can't handle people criticizing you, right? Like when my wife, we had conversations. Sometimes we have conversations that I fuck up and I ain't did right and shit like that, right? And I ain't handle shit right or whatever. And I can get upset and I can be mad at my wife. Listen, don't get me wrong. I'd be upset, like, really? What? But if my wife don't give me the opportunity to say what I gotta say and to embrace me and say, All right, baby. Well, you saying what you're saying. That I'm still mad about that shit. But give me your point of view about it. If she doesn't do that, then yeah, she in the wrong. But I do that. I give them all the opportunity in the world. So I see my dad more than my mom because I know my mom back on that shit again. But he ain't. My family ain't. And they don't do it. They always expect me to do something. They always expect me, oh, you should do this as well. No, I shouldn't. Y'all hurt me. But then when I tell them, oh, you being emotional. You this and you that. So if I'm that, then fuck it. What the fuck are we talking about? I can't tell you how I feel. I can't be emotional to you. Imagine my daughter, if my daughter felt, or any of my nieces, they say, well, Uncle Kenny, well, you was acting this way, and I just ignore their feelings. Who the fuck am I? It's like if my sister came to me and said, well, you did this and you did that. Okay, all right, I get that. But, I say whatever. I just disrespect their whole feelings like that. I can't do that. You think I was only right in the situation because I feel right? No. But that's how my dad and that side of the family feel. So I leave that be what it be. I had family members tell me straight up, we don't fuck with you because you crazy, nigga. We still think you crazy because these motherfuckers think that I'm supposed to allow them to say certain shit to me and it's okay. It's not. It's not going to be okay with me. Sorry. So if you think I'm crazy on that, you think I'm wilding, okay, cool. And the crazy part about it is, I said this to a lot of motherfuckers that I talk to, I give advice to. OBF people. And just people that ain't OBF people. I give this to everybody. Sometimes people, when you lived a certain life, right? Which is me. I always say this. Sometimes you hurt people in your perception, and their perception of you sticks with them. They can't see you no different than what you grown from. They just can't. And sometimes you gotta live with that shit. Or you try to, like I said, I try to fix it, but I'm at a place where like, yo, what am I doing now to make y'all feel that way? I'm not gonna change morally who I am. I smack the shit out and I'll fuck a nigga up. Like, that's me. But I have a reason for it now. Back then, I didn't. I didn't give a fuck. I smacked the shit out of a nigga and wouldn't give a fuck. What the reason is. The difference is I'm a little different. It's a reason why I come at people. And you may not like it, but it's a reason why I'm doing it. I got into it with my cousin. I told you, I got into it with my cousin with her daughter. And I said I respected her daughter just to, how she came at me with her fucking boyfriend at the time. And my fucking cousin lost her damn mind. It's like, she ain't got to say nothing to you. What the fuck? That's you. That ain't me. First of all, her... I calm myself a little bit. Her father is dead. I'm the closer to her fucking father. I'm the only person that's close to her father like that, other than my wife. And her family members, my wife family members, because they know him or whatever, his sister and shit like that. But other than that, y'all don't talk to none of them. Y'all don't fuck with them like that. I'm the only closest thing to her fucking father. Her father is was my little homie. And not just my homie, it's like a little brother to me. That's my nigga. So, but the way how she came at it was like, all right, well, fuck it then. But I caught myself. I said it wasn't a time and a place for that shit because I could have wowed her ass out, but I didn't do it. But imagine if I would have did it. She was already on that bullshit, and just imagine everybody in the family like, oh yeah, Kenny acting the same, he wilding. Like, nah, I ain't even do it that way. They don't even appreciate that because I probably could wild them motherfuckers out and probably smack shit out a couple motherfuckers playing with me, even in my family playing with me. Even her. Like, I don't play with you like come on, man. I know you older and shit. That's what I'm respecting. That's the reason why I ain't even fucking get at you the way I did. But, you know, I told you, it's a level of respect. People don't respect. The levels of that shit. You gotta watch your fucking mouth when you talking to people. Like, these motherfuckers acting like my cousin act like it. My cousin, she act like I ain't save you. The fuck you talking about? I'm a former street nigga. You wouldn't have survived in those streets like that. You wasn't even built like that. You wasn't like, a lot of my cousins weren't even built like that. Girls or boys, they weren't even built like that. That's like me disrespecting my cousin Marty. Yeah, was more thorough in the street than he was, but nigga, I probably wouldn't last in the streets without him when he was that nigga. And even if I didn't think he was that nigga, he was still that nigga. The way I would have died in them streets without him. I would never disrespect my cousin Marty in that way. And I was more thorough in the streets than he was. But I would never disrespect him. My dad don't like my cousin Marty like that. He think my cousin Marty's a bitch. I don't give a fuck what my dad say. He went in them streets when this nigga was saving my life. You understand what I'm saying? It's a level of respect that you gotta have for motherfuckers that roll in them streets like that. Sometimes it don't matter how tough you are. Sometimes it's about a nigga that you don't think a nigga as tough as you. Listen, let me just say this. It wasn't a lot of niggas in the street that was more tougher than me. And more gangster than I was. They wasn't. But them niggas had that motherfucking nigga. They had them connections. They could move a certain type of way I couldn't move. And niggas try to sit here and pretend that shit don't matter. No, my cousin, listen, if I listen to my dad, I would just disrespect my cousin Marty. That nigga was there for me. My dad wasn't there. I don't give a fuck what my dad say about my cousin. I think he a pussy nigga. That's what I thought about. Nigga, hey, you wasn't there. When I need you, when I almost got shot, when I got into beefs and shit like that, my dad wasn't there. The nigga that he's calling the bitch nigga, we thought my cousin he's a bitch ass nigga. Nigga, that's you. But I know what this nigga did for me. I know I wouldn't have survived in them streets without my cousin. Yeah, is he more thorough and gangster than me? No. He'll tell you that. I was like that in the streets. He'll tell you that. But that nigga had pull in them streets before I even got in them streets. I was represented by my cousins, him, and other of my cousins that was represented, and niggas didn't fuck with me because of them. Regardless of what niggas thought. Or regardless of what certain family members thought. He was like that in the streets. Nobody fuck with me, nigga, on the behalf of my cousins. Niggas ain't even try to attempt to fuck with me. You know why niggas even fuck with me? Is because the niggas I roll with. If I just was in the family shit, niggas wouldn't have fucked with me, bro. Not like that. My family was certified in the street. They were certified. So if I just would have rolled with my cousins on their shit, ain't make no name for myself, and ain't roll with the clique I roll with, nigga, I'd have been good. I got in the beats because of the niggas I roll with. Until this day, them niggas is my family. But understand, if I did not roll with the niggas I roll with, I'd have been good in the streets. Nobody would fuck with me like that. My family was certified in East Baltimore. At the time I was growing up. Yes. I probably have gotten some beats in here and there like that, but not the shit that I got into. My people was respected over East Baltimore. Niggas playing around with that shit. Like, nah. Even some of our family members, they play with that shit. Like, nigga, I'm good because you think that my cousin is a bitch ass nigga, whatever, in the family, whatever. But that nigga was, our family legacy was what it was. At that time, my cousin legacy was what it was. He had that legacy. He had the motherfuckers. He knew the streets. It's like my dad coming out and my cousin legacy saying, "Oh, well, I did this shit back when I was done." Nigga ain't give a fuck about that. Nigga, how fucking tough you. And don't get me wrong, the OGs at the time, they knew my dad. I ain't trying to act like it ain't like that, but you know, but they was old niggas. They wasn't niggas in a new millennium. What we at that time, what they was doing, when we was doing, my cousin and them was popping, nigga. They had the legacy from their legacy. You know what I mean? That shit moves now. Niggas didn't play with my cousins. All my cousins and shit I'm talking about, my little cousins, they didn't play with them like that because of my legacy. They didn't play with my niggas. They didn't play with my family like that. I mean, I ain't saying they ain't got no beefs or nothing like that, but niggas ain't play with us like that. A lot of my cousins ain't had it hard in the streets. And vice versa for me. I didn't have it as hard as my cousins, my older cousins. I didn't. Because we was representing the streets like that. So it's like, yo, our legacy is what it is in them streets. It may not be that now, because a lot of our kids, it's not in them. Dude, they ain't raised like that. I told you, I told you, like my daughter, she ain't raising that shit. And I wouldn't want her to be. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But the times we grew up in the generation, that legacy had to move that way. You know what I mean? We had to be on that type of time. On legacy shit. I wouldn't have survived in the streets if it wasn't for the legacy of my cousin, my older cousins. Even my cousins after me, they wouldn't have survived. They grew up, because like I said, they grew up in the same era, right? But they was younger than me. So I grew up in a little different era, but they grew up in it. We grew up in the streets. You know? Shit was just different. Like I said, this is the beautiful shit about it though, right? None of our kids got to grow up in that shit. That's where we come from. You know what I mean? They don't have to grow up in that shit. Only my one cousin, right, that I talk about. Her father was my little homie. He died in the street. She the only person. So if she ever turned to the streets or did whatever she did, I wouldn't be mad about it. But she don't. She haven't. She do her thing. She raised right. You know what I mean? I give my cousin her props for that. And she could easily turn to that street shit. But that's where her daddy come from. That's where I come from. That's where her mother come from a little bit. Right? So she chose different. You know what I mean? And it's good. We raised her different. She had a foundation. Like, you know what I mean? We did that, and she good. And I'm proud of that. You know what I mean? I always say I'm proud of. I told her last time I told her, I said, I'm proud of you. I said, listen. Daddy was a real nigga in the street. Told her, I always tell her that. But he wouldn't want you to be like none of us. Like, you know, we wasn't shit in them streets. We got lucky. I told her that. So I got lucky. Your fucking cousin, I'm the only nigga and know your daddy like that on this side of the family other than your mama. But I know him as a real street nigga. Your mama ain't know him like that. Not like I knew. So she on my side. You gotta understand, she got two sides of the family. Right? Even my wife's side of the family, she on that side. Right? Like she got that family. And she not close to them like that. But she closer to my side of the family like that. And it's okay, but you know, she was a little bit more closer to the other side, but it is what it is. But understand that nobody is like, people talk like they say shit. You gotta understand, like, she's not. I love her to death because she's not like us. Like, she not like me, her mom, nobody, bro. Her. Appreciate that about her. Got a little boyfriend. Now I told you about that shit, but she came because, like I said, me and her have that relationship, right? Like where like her mother didn't understand this shit. She came to me and I said, I know your father better than anybody, even your mama. I know him better. Like that was my little nigga. So I kind of, like I told her, I said I kind of raised this nigga in the streets on East Baltimore. I got raised that nigga. He's from West Baltimore, but he came over the East, you know, whatever, blah, 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 right? But I raised that nigga over here. I knew your father. It's my little nigga. Your father is my nigga, my little nigga. Like, and not to downplay him, but it was he's my little nigga. And nobody knew him like I knew him. Your mama knew him, whatever. She didn't know him like that. And I didn't get deep into it about that, but she didn't know that nigga like that. She just was my cousin, which is her mother. She just fucking that nigga. She didn't know him fully, personally. She didn't know that nigga like that. I knew that nigga. I knew her father. And it happened or whatever, but you know, don't ever get that shit twisted. I told her, like, your mama, man. But you ever want to be real about who your daddy was, I'll tell you who your daddy was. You know what I mean? Your mama gonna have her own personal shit. It is what it is. Understand? even with her own mama, right? Her own mama. She got protected in the streets because of me. Her mama old and all that shit. They older and all that shit. I get it. I respect it. But don't get that shit twisted. I protected her mama. Her mama wanted to be around gangster shit, and she wasn't gangster at all. Her mama was never gangster. My little cousin, she was never gangster. None of them was like that. They weren't like me, bro. Listen, their mama was never a crackhead. Their mama was never a flick. Right? They daddies, even they daddies, right? Her sister, her daddy was always running the family. She always took care of. That's why my cousin always had shit. She always got shit. Got the new shit. She was always taken care of. Even to the cousin I'm talking about, right? Listen, she thought for years her father was her older sister father, which wasn't true. And still call this nigga daddy to this day, because that's the only father she know. But she know who her daddy is. But it is what it is. And she know that her father ain't her father at this point, but he did what he did, so what the fuck matters, right? But it happened. It is what it is. Not these motherfuckers, like all my family members, they ain't grow up like me. Like on my dad's side of the family, ain't none of my family was gonna talk that shit about me. That's why they all think I'm crazy. Cause all they family members, they may not have had their fathers or their mothers there or whatever, but they had one of them. They had one of them. I had none. Still, right now to this day, I can't talk great about my mom. Can't talk great about my dad. And mind you, and the reason I'm saying that is because I can't say, hey, listen, hey man, this is my mom, my dad right now. You know, we good right now. I can't bring them on live. I can't bring them to shit. They ain't even talking to their granddaughter that me and my wife helped create. I can't even do that with them. So that's what I be saying. But all the family members I'm telling you about, I'm talking to, they can do that. Or they have done it. I ain't never had that. And the crazy shit about it, my dad, he alive. My mom, they alive. And they still ain't close to their own granddaughter. Think about that. I don't watch my aunts, uncles be close to their granddaughters on that side of the family. And my dad don't do that with his grandkids. Because he ain't shit. Think about that shit. I'm who I am, bro. I never lie about no shit like that. Yo, my daddy ain't shit, man. My dad is clean right now. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He mentally ain't good. He mentally not a good dude, man. I'm not saying he ain't living a good life and all that other shit, but he can never be a father. He just can't. It's not in him. This is why I tell y'all. When I call my daughter, nigga, ain't nobody play with my daughter. I die for that. Die for my daughter. My daughter's, listen, my daughter's special. My daughter know her daddy love her. I guarantee you that shit. I guarantee you that. I give my daughter my last. I let my daughter know if she needs something. What up, hey, babe? I love you. You know that. I got you. I give my daughter my last. I think I go broke fucking with my daughter. I'll be homeless. You need something? I'll be homeless. You need that? To my daughter. The fuck out of here, bro. Like, seriously. No, I can't get that from my dad. My dad still expect me to make him feel better about himself. Do you know my dad, when he go around his girlfriends and shit, well, I got kids that's this old and shit, like he try to promote us or try to promote me and my sister and shit. Like, I got kids, the fuck out of here, nigga. I just treat my daughter better, but he can't. My dad will never treat me no different. He would treat me as like I'm some type of fucking shit that he made. Or he care about. No, you don't care about me, bro. You genuinely don't. And the bad part about that shit is I ain't really mad about it, but I'm hurt by it. My dad won't even acknowledge me unless he promoting me. Of like, oh, I got a kid that's his age. And they try to blame it on some shit. Oh, well, he drinking or whatever. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Even when I don't drink and I'm who I am, my dad won't ever talk to me. See, these are facts. I ain't gotta make it up. Ain't got nothing to do with alcohol or none of that shit. My dad won't talk to me because I'm too real. I tell him the truth. My dad hang around all other family members and shit. Them niggas make him feel good. But he'll never talk. He don't be around my wife. He close to my wife more than he close to me. He called me the day of the month. Some fuck shit. Remember, listen, I told you, my aunt passed away, nigga. He ain't called me. You know what he called? My wife. Because that's our relationship. He more closer to my wife than he closer to me. Trying to tell y'all, man. That nigga ain't on my level, man. I understand you don't let my dad and shit. He's my father, man. It's my blood. And we can't have a conversation because this nigga is mad at me. There's two reasons, right? One, because I'm going to speak the real. But the other part is his excuse is, oh, you drink. Now, that might trigger you, nigga, but you hang around the family that drink like that. See, because he can't handle if I drink or nothing like that. He can't handle that. You know, my family is alcoholics. They drink. That's what we do on that side of the family. We drink. But he can't fuck with me, though. You know what's the crazy shit about it? My aunt died and shit like that. I hugged everybody the correct way. Like, you know, like it wasn't awkward. And I hugged everybody the same. It was two people that I hugged the wrong way. Two people. It was my dad and my grandma. I hugged them awkwardly when I went to go hug them. And I hugged them. And I'm gonna tell you, the first thing was my dad. When I tried to hug him and shit, you have to do the head and shit. You do that shit. You do that. I did with my dad, and then to my grandmother, because I ain't never seen her that vulnerable before. My grandma ain't never been vulnerable like that. And that shit hurt her. But she was vulnerable. Now, my point is, that shit happened the way it happened, but it was awkward. I'm gonna go hug my grandma. Because I ain't never seen her that way. That was that thing. But my dad, it was more of like awkward of like, damn, the head's so smooth and like hugging you this way, hugging you that way. Like it was awkward. My point is, that shit hurt, bro. That shit is awkward between me and you to hug each other. Come to show you some love, but it's awkward. But like I said, don't surprise me because my dad can't act like we good. We not good. Love him. No, we ain't good, nigga. How the fuck you like? And that's the thing, like, even after this shit happened with my aunt, that shit hurt me, and it still hurts me to this day. My aunt is gone. That shit bothers me. You my cousin that I'm cool with, I'm close to. Niggas don't get that shit. Like, yo, we losing. Oh, people. Everybody just move on. Like it ain't nothing. Right? I thought we was, as a family, was better, but we not. My first day invite me to they invite me to shit. Okay? Keep that shit, man. You keep that shit. And like we all good. We not good. I love my family, but we ain't good. So another thing is loving your family, yo, but we ain't good. I'm saying all these motherfuckers, they play that shit. I like we good in the family. We not good. They don't even call me when they want something or even when that shit happened. You know the bad part about it? I probably could have been wrong about this when they was inviting me to shit, and I probably should have took that shit as an opening. But I'm so hurt about that shit that I probably took that shit wrong. If that makes any sense. So I don't think I'm right about all this shit. But with my family. As you know, like I said, at the end of the day, what's really genuinely bothering me is that my own fucking father, he don't even holler at his own granddaughter. He don't talk to her. He don't speak to her. And that bothered me, man. Seriously. I don't give a fuck about certain shit. Man, you don't talk to your own fucking goddaughter, man. I mean, talk to your own granddaughter. That shit is a problem. And like I said, maybe it's me too. Maybe I'm fucking up. So it's a part of who I am too, or how I'm handling shit. But goddamn, my dad don't even holler his fucking granddaughter like he's supposed to. It is what it is. Leave comments, hit the like button, man. It's your boy, Mr. Obiat. Peace and love to the world.